Okay, so let's start. Hello and welcome everyone to today's webinar to 77 creative ideas to innovate in the time of COVID. Thank you very much for taking time out and being here. My name is Carla Espinosa and I will be your host today in behalf of Hispanotech. Before I continue, I would like to thank TRIAC, which is a Toronto Region Immigrant Employment Council, who has provided us with the means to bring this webinar together through their online platform. Next, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered what new businesses, ideas, or projects to undertake in time of COVID? If you answer yes, well, this is one of many questions our speaker, Luis Angarita, will respond in this webinar. So stay tuned. This webinar is about to start. But first, let me point out some things. We are going to have some polls in some sections of the webinar. There will be a window that will pop up, so you just answer the question. Our speaker also will be asking some open questions, and please be sure to answer them in the chat box. Or if you like, you can raise your hand and we will unmute you. Also, if you have any question you would like to ask Luis throughout the webinar, you could ask it in the Q&A box. And remember, so it's the chat box when he asks an open question, and the Q&A panel when you have any type of question that you would like to ask Luis. Also, we are sending a survey after the webinar. Please take some time to answer it. This will help us know what you like or dislike, and we will know what we can improve in our next webinars. And well, hope you enjoy the webinar. And now, finally, I'm pleased to welcome Luis Angarita, our speaker for tonight. He's the Director of Innovation at CD&I Associates Canada. He is expert on creativity, innovation, and design thinking. He's a business leader, he's a designer, a speaker, and he also teaches innovation at the Ontario College of Art and Design in Toronto, the OCAD. He has also received recognition for his designs at various exhibitions, publications, and contests worldwide. And I can continue and continue, but we don't have too much time. But if you would like to know more about him, please sure to follow him into social media so you can learn more about his amazing work. So without further ado, I will now leave the presentation on Luis' hands. Luis.
Hi, hello. Thank you very much for the presentation, for the introduction. Hi, everybody. As I was introduced, my name is Luis Angarita. I just wanted to point out the name again, but I'm very glad to participate in this webinar with you guys. I just want to know if it's possible. I like to interact with people. So for me, it's very weird when I have just me in the camera and I don't have I have just like black screens. So if you can maybe show your participation here, try like saying hi on the chat of the Zoom, it will be very nice for me because I know that I'm with somebody else different than the panelists, and I would like to see which attendees are here. So maybe you can say hi. I'm gonna write here, hi everybody, are you there? So I can maybe see some names. And then Giovanni Chisquiza is here. Thank you, Giovanni. Rosana Lopez, hello. Cynthia Garo Ginocchio, I think it's Italian. Hi, Gallo Ginocchio, from Hispanotech, excellent. Fernanda Bettoni, thank you. I have also Adriana Magioni. Many Italian last names, right? That's great. I speak Italian too. If you want to write in Italian, that's fine for me. Manuel Bernal is here. So many I guess we have a lot of Hispano community hearing this, and it's kind of different for me to talk with the Hispano community in English, but that's something that I habituate to do in the university. I hear also Adriana Maggioni, Claudia Valcalcer from Access Engineering Connection Program, excellent. From Colombia, Elena Ruiz. Thank you, Elena, for participating. And if you keep writing there in the comments, I will hear who of you are here, and then you can follow the presentation. So I have to introduce this very quick. First of all, and most important, are you seeing my screen? I guess you can say yes in the chat, and then I know that you are seeing my screen. I'm sharing the screen right now. So this free webinar, thank you very much, Gallo. You say yes, thank you. So this free webinar, it's about ideas to face COVID, right? So for the last 25 years, at least I've been advising different clients in how to innovate, and innovation is something that we don't know how to address. So here I'm going to explain you this map that you're going to see here, this chart, full of 77 creative ideas to innovate. And I'm going to try to run with you and go through this explanation with you in the time. And at the same time, I'm going to write some questions for you guys. So hopefully, if we got more people participate, I don't know at this moment we have how many attendees? We have 27. So that's nice. And so at this point, I'm going to start to present the different ideas that we have, and I'm going to tell you the story of why we are doing this, or why I started to do these 77 ideas. So my first question is a poll that we are going to ask you guys: what business project or product to undertake to innovate? So there is going to be a poll, and it's going to be open right now. And this poll, or I don't know if it's still open or it's open. I hope it is open. Okay, now I see that it's open. So please be free to answer this question, because at the end of my first slide, I would like you have the answer, because this is important for me in order to understand how do you see yourselves in this scenario. So many of the ideas that I will discuss here surely have already been displayed in the market in the recent months, for sure. Innovation is happening while we are here sitting of waiting. And I'm pretty sure that this moment someone is doing some kind of the ideas that I'm sharing here. I'm pretty sure that these times of COVID have helped a lot to evolve to our point of view. Maybe businesses are increasing their concept about innovation, and they are implementing some of the ideas. So the purpose of this presentation is to share with you the ideas that we have identified in our company. My company is CDNI Associates, and we have identified some ideas that we wanted to maybe to keep in our pocket, but instead of that, we wanted to share these ideas with the public. Why? Because I think we have a social commitment with the people. So it's nice to understand. I don't know if the poll was stopped sharing poll results. So it's everybody has answer that quick. Amazing. So let's see the poll. You say 43% of you said that you consider yourself as a creative person. 10% of you say I'm an innovator. 0% said I'm an inventor. But it's nice. 90% says all of them, and 0% none of them. And uh, what is interesting here is that you say that you don't understand I don't understand the question, or a mix of them, 29%. So let's see, because I see many creative people here. So the number that I was looking for, it was 100% creative person, and I'm going to address that in the first chapter of this presentation. So I want to express, first of all, before to continue, my thanks to Hispanotech for having invited me to this conversation with you guys, and also to Javeriana University Alumni Association, which is the JAVCA, which is the Canadian Association of people from alumni from Javeriana's University in Colombia, which are in part of the board of directors. So it's very exciting to be in this seminar with you. So the thing is, at the moment, these ideas I shared in Spanish these ideas kind of a month ago, and to share these ideas, I invited an stand-up comedian, which is a very good friend of me. I invited also an expert on finances, an advertiser, an investor, angel, capital, all of them friends of my, of personal friends of me in the school. And in this meeting was called "Should We Cry or Sell Tissues?" And in this meeting, we try to address how to help people with different ideas in order to innovate in times of COVID, right? So the meeting was very successful, but it was in Spanish, another different kind of um, public that we have here, and then I'm gonna do this in English. So the introduction about in creativity and innovation, I want to say first that everybody can start with saying that you have $1 million idea. So everybody has $1 million idea on their pocket, definitely. But how many it's capable to do this idea possible? So being creative, and this is the first part, and I want to see how many of you answer the poll again, maybe at the end. But being creative, it's in our human nature. We create always. We create when we are in our shower. We think what to wear. We imagine how our day is going to look like. So we are creative by nature. Actually, my wife, she's an expert in creating while she's sleeping. I think I say to her that she's like kind of a shark, but because she rarely sleeps and she's always thinking during the night while I'm sleeping. So it's kind of creativity is something that is happening always in our minds. So when we create, when we think we create, we constantly create. And the the living species, most of the mammals are very creative as persons. So everybody is creative. So when you answer the first poll and you say you consider yourself a creative person and just half of you said you are creative, you are wrong, because the ones that said I'm not creative or I don't consider myself creative are wrong. Everybody's creative, and somehow it's creative. Maybe you are more creative than other person, but that doesn't matter. So creativity is about having ideas, having thoughts, having different ways to approach problems, and maybe to solve problems. And that's creativity, and that's what I'm been teaching and researching for the last 25 years as a professor in this university here, and as a professor in the university in Colombia when I study my background in industrial design, but then I teach in the university, and then I moved to Italy, and then I learned in my first master's degree in Italy was about innovation and creativity. And then I had the opportunity to go back to Italy to work. Actually, I went first to work in Italy for Philips, and then I went back again to study my master's. And then I've been studying innovation and creativity. Then I moved to Montreal, and in Montreal I study. My second master's degree was oriented on environmental design, but also it has innovation included. So I devoted myself for the 5 years to study and analyze spaces, physical spaces, to foster innovation. And after all this research in 25 years of a lot of thinking, I came with a conclusion. And it seems stupid, but this is what I'm going to explain in this first slide. So you have $1 million idea, but it's only possible when you are ready to innovate. So what is the big deal here? Everybody could be an inventor. Everybody could, I mean, not everybody, but people has inventions also. Invention is something that happens mysteriously or not mysteriously with a methodology, something that you create that no one has created before, while creativity, it's just having an idea. But innovation, and the cue here is the key word here of innovation is that plain and straightforward innovation, it's just make that idea happen. So if you are a person that had an idea before, and then that idea became successful somehow in a market, and that necessarily means that you need to have an idea that has economically successful, but maybe was well known in the market, so it became famous without making you money, or it helped a lot of people to grow, or it helped you to develop a new knowledge. That's innovation. When you make your idea happen on a market with a purpose and intention, and you actually make this happen, that's innovation. Innovation is bring your idea from the scratch, from the idea, crazy idea you have, to the market, and then make that idea possible in the market. Adriana is asking, is this idea necessarily new? Not at all. There are many ideas, Adriana, that don't necessarily need to be new. I mean, like the best innovations that we actually had at this moment, some of the greatest innovations that we have in the market, or innovative companies, had used ideas that were not that great. And I'm gonna give you an example, like you asked the question, but Facebook, for example. Facebook, it's considered an innovation, but actually you know that Facebook was a copy from an idea, original idea, that the twins in Harvard had, and they wanted to create this social network for Harvard students from Harvard, and Mark Zuckerberg thought, okay, I can do this bigger. So he didn't have the idea, and it wasn't a great idea, but he was the one to manage to scale up that idea. He got the financial support, and he was able to put that idea in the market. And today, that idea had made billionaire Mark Zuckerberg and some other friends of him for sure. But what I'm trying to say is that innovation is not about having the best, the most incredible creative idea. Sometimes it's just having a nice idea, doing a small incremental change, like really small, and then you have a great innovation. And most of the innovation that you see on the market are not like great ideas necessarily, and no new ideas, are some kind of, we call it incremental innovation, which is when you can have the possibility to add something new to that idea, maybe spice it up a little bit, change it, twist it in somehow, and then you got a new idea, or evolution of the idea, and then you have an innovation. So innovation is about making the idea happen. And I don't want to extend myself explaining that, but I think it's important for you to understand. Okay, it was clear for Adriana. Thanks for the question, but I just want to complement this. Do you know this guy known as Steve Jobs? Have you know about him? So say yes if you don't know Steve Jobs. I guess everybody says, yes, I know Steve Jobs. I mean, not personally, but you know who's Steve Jobs, right? And for many years, we consider Steve Jobs one of the biggest innovators that have been on the planet, right? But innovation is not just one guy like Steve Jobs. You probably don't know the name Wozniak. It rings a bell for you, Wozniak, or it rings a bell for you, Jonathan Ive. Do you know those guys? Those guys also worked for Steve Jobs. Wozniak was the right hand of Steve Jobs when he was starting the business. He got the idea of having this special system, and then the one that had the idea and was capable to produce the idea wasn't Steve Jobs. He has the vision, but the guy who actually did the first kind of not the Windows, but the Apple computer by itself, the first version of this, was Wozniak, with the vision of Steve Jobs. But with the two of them, it was possible, the idea. So innovation is about teamwork. It's not just one guy that has creative ideas. If you are not partnering with a person that has great delivery skills, you are not going to get innovation. You are going to get just creative ideas. And then you have Jonathan Ive. Jonathan Ive is the vice president of design at Apple. And for the last probably 10, 15 years, 20 years, I guess, he's been responsible of every consumer product you have in the market, like this iPhone, right? When you have the iPhone, the shape, the way it works, everything was created by Jonathan Ive, not by Steve Jobs. So that's the thing. You need this visionary guy that throws the ball long and has the vision to put the balls far, but you need also the receiver, like in football, right? You need somebody that receives that idea and is capable to bring that idea to the market and realize the idea. So that's the big problem we have sometimes as entrepreneurs or as designers, or as employees, we have these great ideas of $1 million, but we don't partner the right people in order to make it happen. When you make it happen, that's innovation. So I hope this is clear, and then I'm gonna go start with the crazy idea. So here I'm gonna give you crazy ideas that could become potentially innovations, but it's up to you. So I'm gonna give you the ideas, and then I need to express you this concept of being a convinced crazy, which in Spanish it's ser un loco convencido. This is what I tell people all the time. You have to be a crazy convinced. You have to have this mentality that what you are thinking is going to be possible, and you just strive and go further, and you don't change your vision, and you go straight to the point with this. So someone has the idea, but just the one that is the crazy convinced is the one that managed to make it become a reality and launch it to the market. So for this reason, I decided to share with you this brainstorming with the visions of the future that should go from paper to reality. And it's not just visions of the future. Some of them, and I have examples here that I'm gonna show you if time allows, are actually on the market at this moment. And I remember when we started to have these ideas was a month ago. And a month ago, we did this online seminar that was more than 20,000, 30,000 people have seen the video right now. And for me, it's crazy that right now we have people actually doing these ideas. Not maybe it's not because of me, the ideas are in the air, but the ones that are really capable to make that happen are the ones that are taking advantage of the ideas, not just economically, probably getting more renew, getting more having more knowledge or benefiting more people. So at this point, this is gonna be my first question to you, and I'm gonna paste the question to you here, guys. So I have this question for you. Can you tell us about an activity that someone else did before for you, but now you learn how to do it in YouTube? Like, for example, and this is my next slide. So do it yourself is what we call here. So you don't need anymore to hire somebody because you learn it on YouTube right now, or maybe you learn some new skill through this pandemic that you learned during the pandemic with an online course of similar. So maybe you have this idea. Do you mind to write down, like, can you tell us about an activity that you did before, someone was doing before you, maybe gardening, I don't know, and then you learn it on a YouTube video, and now you are doing it because that's the thing, right? So everything it's from now. Like painting, Brenda says painting. Yes, thank you, Brenda. You learn painting. Baking, okay. Carla says I learned how to bake. That's great, because now you are online, right? Like you see how to bake on YouTube. Now everything is like in YouTube, and I'm not selling YouTube subscriptions of something like that. It's for free, right? And I don't think Google needs more publicity about this. But the thing is, of course, you say here like fixing furniture and upholstery, exactly. Cutting my hair. Do you, Carlos, really? You learn how to cut your hair through a YouTube video? That's amazing. I remember we went before cutting our hair to the hair cutter store, and now we can do that on thanks for YouTube. I guess your haircut at the beginning went not that good, right? But you learn it. So that's the thing. The concept of doing yourself is one of the biggest ideas. It's not new, actually. It's a method that it was building and modifying. The method of building, modifying, or repairing things was first created, like the first time that they launched that concept in the market was in 1912. But it became more common use in the 50s, in the early 50s. And it was referring to people making home improvements. But today is a reality. Today, do it yourself, the DIY, the do it yourself movement, it's about doing things by yourself, right? Like doing, it says cooking, people keep on copying my recipes. Wow, Galo, that's something you need to protect the idea, right? Because if you have the cooking, and I see here in the comments that people is keeping copying your recipes. I don't know if you want that, but probably you want to protect that for sure. So that it's another seminar about how to protect an idea. But the reality is that today this is mandatory. The do-it-yourself, those days it's mandatory. So we are like, we don't want anyone to get into our house right now. And we want to avoid the risk and we want to reduce expenses. For this reason, probably the first set of ideas that I share with you relay on the concept of do it yourself. Imagine these kind of ideas: walks, games, and of course telecommunication. Telework from home is now our reality. So the industry is starting to develop even more around the market trend of doing yourself at home. And so the first ideas that I can give you about this is, have you seen 3D printing exploding? It's 3D printing is like a big thing right now. So a good idea will be to start maybe to think on designing online kits to print and on 3D. So maybe, I don't know, but cooking is probably something that we are not seeing early, but I'm pretty sure that in the future we're gonna see 3D printers of food 3D printers. Actually, I think that we have seen that before. My niece, she wants to practice tattoo art, and I keep saying to her, like, try another thing, because I'm pretty sure that in the near future you're gonna have a printing of tattoos in your arm. So you are not gonna need anymore to be an artist. You can print that, just download the image you want and then print it in your arm, and that's it. You're gonna get a brand new tattoo, like as good as created by a tattoo artist. So this thing is like, people will go further, and they starting to learn how to learn from home, to how to code, for example, how to cook. You just say that, right? How to dance, how to install a new sink. I learned on YouTube how to install a new sink, how to use the graphic design software or the 3D software. So probably next time we designers will also be an employee, because uh, people is now, everybody can be a designer on the internet, right? You have the tools, you create the things, you don't need anybody to learn about that. So let's be prepared for the online classes for everything, universities, friends, and even maybe, I don't know, I don't know if I'm gonna give this example, but maybe even sex online, it's like you can have electrodes and virtual experiences, and you can send emotions through contact of some sort of electrodes that you are going to place in your body, and then you are gonna experience the sensation. Everything is going to be do it yourself at home, virtually, remotely. So this is one of the first package of ideas that I put it here, because it's something that is gonna happen, definitely. So if you see the other ideas that we have here, is like, we also have all this new houseware, everything that guarantees to keep us away from these and other viruses. So this is my fourth slide, and I'm gonna ask you here also a question that I'm gonna place right now. Have you recently bought something that you did not plan to use before COVID? Like maybe that new device that disinfects your cell phone, or a new accessory that you never thought of having at home. And now it seems that you will always need it. Like, for example, in addition of masks, but now we have a pack of masks in our houses. But have you navigated through this and start to see all these new different concepts? So every piece of a small household, like small household items such as kitchen utensils, tableware, decorative objects, among with your furniture, is going to be affected. So your furniture will transform into a gym or office. And there is an excellent opportunity for some of you, of your friends, to develop new objects. So imagine these ideas. Imagine desks that can transform into regular center tables or dressing tables, that turn at the same time into computer stands. And now, for example, in your kitchen, you have all these new opportunities of have multifunctional furniture that will arise. So probably your dining table will transform into a computer station or workstation, among others. So supports for cell phones. You have screens through the house. You have new designs of accessories for entry and disinfection. So imagine all these new items that you can create around the house. So don't be shy, please answer this idea, maybe just short questions. So You say deeper to cut your hair. Yeah, a desk. Yeah, definitely. So have you recently bought something that you didn't not plan? So I bought this. I'm gonna show you. I don't know if it's a good idea to stop my screen. Otherwise, I'm gonna show you this. You know what is this? Have you seen it before? You know what is this? I don't bought it for this lecture, but I find this very interesting. So any ideas about what is this? So I'm gonna explain you. Did you see me in the screen? So any ideas? So what is this? This is, imagine, for example, uh, this, I mean, this is, I don't know how to explain this. Like a couple of days, I just bought this in a retailer. Let me see if speaking of this, we got raising desk for doing work standing up. Yeah, exactly. An Orbit standard. Pillow. Okay, you bought a pillow that you never thought you wouldn't buy it again. Horn. Okay. So here, this is a couple of days ago, I just bought a retailer in a retailer shop, this portable sanitizer bag. And it's incredible because I just gave this idea a month ago. But this portable sanitizing bag that I'm showing you here is nothing but a portable bag that has an UV light inside. I'm not selling this, I just explain you. And then everything that you deposit into this container, like let's say this, you put the cell phone here, you close the bag, then you close the zipper, and then when you close the zipper, then now it's ringing my phone. Then you press here this, and it start to expel UV light. So it takes like a minute, and then after a minute, it's supposed that the UV light is gonna clean my phone, like from any virus, right? I bought it on the supermarket, right? It's right there. So now I don't have to throw a bottle of alcohol on my cell phone. Now I don't have to clean my masks and wear my mask like 30 times. I can clean it. I mean, at least you need to wash it, right? Like you need to hand wash your mask if they are textile or whatever. But it's nice to have also this because it's a sanitizer. I don't know if it works. For my mind, it works. So imagine that you have these new designs of accessories for entry and disinfection in the home. There is a big gap on opportunity of this kind of accessories. New designs of accessories for entry and disinfection, baskets to protect your clothes with this ultraviolet light. And then let's keep your accessory hygienic. They said that, but there are also opportunities of creating companies about cardboard baskets. You know, the cardboard, it's very unique, the cardboard, because it doesn't keep for too much time the virus, right? To deposit the things that you don't want anymore. Or imagine that you have a container to wash your feet, to clean your hands. There is no good hand sanitizer at the entrance. You know, the hand sanitizers. So now hand sanitizers became very popular. So in the future, you're gonna see that in the door entrance of your house. So you want to put this hand sanitizer that looks like a hospital, or you want to do some kind of hand sanitizer, nice one that is going to be at the entrance of your door, probably more decorative, probably hidden, probably something different. So there is a big opportunity with ideas of working in this kind of product, right? Galo asked, how much was that? This was 89 bucks. And then I don't sell objects from there, but this is from Costco. But you can find it online. So if you want this online, it's sold by, I don't know if I can give out advertisement here. It says Home Medics. Home Medics is the company that produces this. You can find it online, probably for less. But Costco is a cheap and good quality, right? And the thing I like about Costco is that you can return it if you don't like it. So you don't get it like stuck with the product that you don't like. So I don't know if now it's sanitized. So I'm pretty sure now my cell phone it has no COVID at all, which is nice. But let me talk about that. So imagine that you have these containers of wash that to wash your feet, to clean your hands. There are these good hand sanitizers are not there. So there are opportunities on that. So the houseware, it's a big scenario of opportunities. I'm looking here to the left because I have two screens. So the first screen I have is here in my left. and it's with the presentation, and then I have the other screen here where I see your questions, and that's what I keep, the two things. So fifth slide. Here we talk about open spaces. So nobody answered my question. Yeah, you answered my questions. I'm gonna ask you this question now. What is your favorite open trade space at the moment, where you will like after this COVID? Like, when you would like to go to practice your exercise, to dress, to eat, or just to go on window shopping? What is that favorite open trade space, like the open space that you prefer at this time? I know that most of us, if you are hearing from Colombia, where in Colombia right now, people is confined, right? Like in enclosure in their own home. You say, Luis Andres says the patio. Like, oh, thank you, Luis. Hi, Luis, a good friend. He just joined it, I guess. Hiking trails for far from the city, says Gallo again. Okay, that's great. So you have these open spaces. The trend is gonna be this one, and that's what we concluded. The beach, definitely the beach is. Carla, I guess you are in Nicaragua. Or where are you right now? So beach is amazing. Definitely you wanna go there. The balcony, it says Brenda. So here, goodbye to the closed entertainment venues and welcome open spaces. New business opportunities will unfold. Definitely. If you don't have a terrace, create it. If you are a restaurant, if you only have closed areas, you must condition those to feel like kind of more open or gem controlled spaces. Of course, if you have to invest, you have to invest in if you're a restaurant, right? And in an air extractor and germ extinction equipment with UV. But the idea here is to create the new open spaces in those places that used to be closed. So let's talk about open gyms, restaurants, terraces will be a huge trend. The open gyms will be a huge trend. If you are in the restaurant category, you must have an open space. It's a must right now, right? To have this. Um, the other thing, like traditional shopping centers where spaces are closed, should seek to reformulate those spaces because they are not going to work anymore. We will see a new wave of isolation and controlled air cabins. I call it air cabins because it's kind of exclusive cabins that for closed spaces that are like a sort of transparent dishwasher. So let's say like more like a fish tank. So if you have this closed environment, your office, your restaurant, your I don't know, your where people gathering and it's kind of public somehow because people access. So probably we need to create this. We are going to see this trend of kind of fish tanks where you will feel that you go into the room, you can share with the people, but there is into this fish tank, there is like light sanitation and air is changing, and it's going to be like a self-controlled environment in which you probably will enter in will, and then maybe you can throw some scents to have a nice sense of the smell of things. So it will be like seeing a transparent room within a room, right? So any business that has focused on bringing people to open space will have more opportunities. So we'll see many enterprises reinvent in this level. The gyms that survive for me will promote more experiences in the outdoors. So it's kind of a mix of spa, yoga, an exercise park with circulating air, and the restaurants with picnic areas will be awesome. You will start to see some restaurants with picnic areas or open spaces. And but thinking these picnic areas and parks that became or that have services provided by restaurants. So you go to the picnic area and then you have many options to order for a restaurant and have your like, you know, your long length and the picnic, like, you know, you have like the concept of the picnic reinvented. As that Raz says, the patio everywhere you can communicate. Concert with people in the car will be an idea together with restaurant service in the concert. That definitely it's something that we have to think about. Like this is the concept of open space. And so you're gonna see these fresh air gyms and many other things surrounding. This is my favorite one. Virtual fans for rent. And this is, you're gonna see these guys for sure. You're gonna see it. It's gonna happen. So here I'm gonna ask you another question, like, you know, to be more like you participate in this. what is going to happen now with concerts, with events, with the sports? How are you going to go to them now and support your favorite team, singer or leader? I just leave this open question for you, and I write it down there. Uh, so imagine the recent tournament, like the European Championship, right? Like the soccer championship, the King's Cup or the Copa del Rey, the Champions League, the Super Bowl will be displayed behind now or now and in the future, in the near future, they will be displayed behind closed doors in stadiums, so without assistance. It's a shame, right? Like you see now, you seen some of the soccer matches that are in the television? You see the players, you see them playing, but no one is there. So they play in an empty stadium, right? So how do you support these guys? So look like, how do you support your favorite team? Like likewise, like concerts, religious services, conference, or different massive events that followers seek to motivate and to promote their idols. Definitely for them, they need to go to give feedback, right? So the soccer players, they need to have feedback in the stadium. They need to feel that somebody's cheering for them. And in the concert, maybe you are singing, but it's not the same thing. And right now I'm thinking here, I'm giving you a lecture. I 100% prefer live audience for sure. Not because it's not worth it what I'm telling to you, but I like to feel the energy of the people. I like to feel when somebody's getting asleep. I like to feel that if somebody's laughing about my accent or my pronunciation, that probably if I have my two kids here in front of me, they will correct me a lot about my pronunciation. So, but I like to feel that energy. How can I do that? So let's talk about fans for rent. So imagine this: in the future, even if the pandemic ends, I'm convinced that the virtual fans are here to stay. And if in this time you know, in the time that you can go to the stadium or to cheer to your favorite artist, so your virtual fan will do it for you, and you will still be able to keep yelling, jumping, vibrating for your favorite team or character. Imagine this. Let's wait to see how many fans, for example, from the Dallas Cowboys or the Chicago Bulls will be there cheering, making the presence, and paying for it. Imagine this is not a robot with your shape. It's just a thing that is going to be seated there on the stadium or on the concert. And this thing, whatever its shapes has, it's going to scream. It's going to vibrate. It's going to transmit for you the live video of that specific place. So, and you in your house are going to cheer. So you pay for that. Imagine you paying like, I don't know, $1 for streaming. So every time you click enter, your thing streams, and your soccer team became like, oh, somebody's there watching me, supporting me. So this is going to happen for me. If you are not using the idea, if you don't want to start to do this idea in this closed seminar, it's going to be a shame. I give you the idea. I gave you the idea. Now it's your task to work with somebody to deliver this on the market and make that innovation to happen. So again, you will be excited and encouraged to your favorite team, your artist, and also you have the chance to enjoy live images and sounds right on the spot where your virtual fans will be located. Maybe you are in the row 7 SIL 20, and then you will perceive everything for there. You will see it on your computer, but you are assisting. So I envision this Super Bowl with super virtual fans, and you paid for being there. And then the players are going to start to hear the cheering and the excitement and the motion. And then you became again involved in this interaction between public and the soccer players or the YouTube concert or whatever. So what do you think about that? For me, this is my favorite idea so far. And I wanted to share this for you. And here is our virtual pool right now. So we are gonna open another pool for the next part, which we call the new level of virtual coaching. So if if Hispanotech can open the next pool for me, it will be great. Are you still there, guys? You sleeping? Are you sleeping? Do you went out to go for a coffee, or are you cooking, or are you still with me? Let me know, because I don't know to how many people I'm right now talking. Right now, the public has increased. Okay, you are listening. Adriana, thank you very much. Thank you for your support. So now this is the poll. The poll. Have you ever been so convinced of doing something that has become your obsession? Um, I don't think this is the pool, but that's fine. That's a good question. Let's keep it there. Or it was my fault? Yes. Be a convinced crazy. So let's do this, and then we are going to do the other pool. So let's answer. Have you ever been so convinced to do something that has become your obsession? Yes, but I can't remember when. Okay. Yes, I remember about this vividly. Okay, I'm on it actually. It's nice to hear that 30% of people of you are on it. Are we going to end the poll? Like, let's give some minutes. And okay, results. You said yes. I'm being so convinced to do something that has become my obsession. 30, like actually 40% said yes, but you can't remember when. 30% says yes, I remember about this vividly, and half of you say I'm on it actually. That's nice. So half of you has this crazy convinced attitude to doing things that is going to change your life, not just the life of others, but you are doing something and you are like focusing on this very strong, and you are risking to have success. That's the point. And then thank you for that. I forgot to ask for this pool. And then I'm going to another pool, the next pool, if you don't mind to open it at this moment, also from Hispanotech. So this is going to be my next pool. And it's about, I don't want
What,
to
Luis, what number is it? What number?
that's a good question. I think it's the third one. Which of these services have you used? Excellent, that one. So I'm gonna read for you. Which of these services have you used? Do you already use it, or do you plan to use it in the next few weeks virtually? When I say virtually, it's have you used and I'm gonna go to my next slide in order to give you some clues. The new level of virtual coaching. So have you had like a virtual gym, physiotherapist, doctor, therapist, whatever, physiotherapist, family doctor, family therapist, group therapist, psychology therapist, advisor, financial advisor, digital advisor, business mentor? Have you had recently a teacher from school? I guess most of you, or if you have kids, have had the teacher at the school, right? Trainer. Unfortunately, you have to pick one. Like, I think this pool is just to pick one. So in order to understand more the trend, I forgot to say that probably you can have more than one option, but that's fine. So personal coach, finances, insurances, investment, leadership, lifestyle, physique coach, and others. So let's see what the pool said about this. And in the meantime, okay, the winner is teacher. Of course, we have now live with teachers all the time, from virtual trainers, doctors, we have virtual doctors, we have virtual advisors, we have personal coach, we have many things. So probably some of you are familiar with are you familiar with the Nike Run Club app, or the Nike Run Club by itself? That one that has the tools that you need to run better, like including GPS, run tracking, audio guided runs, if you're a runner, of course, weekly, monthly, and custom distance challenges, customized coaching plans for your goals, non-stop motivation for your friends, and many other things that you can have with this app. Are you familiar with this? Um, you can, yeah, you're familiar. Okay, that's great, Brenda. So, but how many of you know about Cody Wharton, Malcolm? Do you hear about Cody? Probably because we're mainly Hispanic, we don't hear like these coaches while we're jogging, talking with us in English. Probably we pick the Spanish version, right? But this Cody Wharton Malcolm, it's a real life running coach. So he has this voice that millions of people are hearing, and he tells you things like for example, when you are running, he says thank you, run easy, and for some reason you keep going, right? Like, because this guy is like talking to you. And then there is this guy from Nike, because Nike also has his running app. So the running coach from Nike is Chris Bennett, and they call it Coach Bennett. And he has become an inspirational voice for all over the world. So you have the Nike, the Adidas, the many different versions, like. So here those voices inspire you to guide you through technology. Now is there, you feel them there. They support you virtually. And these guys, not these guys, but this app have exploded in the last 4 months, as you can imagine. So everything became virtual. People is now increasing like 200, 300% more the consumption of this kind of virtual coaching. And each brand soon will offer you a sort of coaching program at home. So where the coach will be on virtual live, or maybe he will be live on your screen like me at this moment. So you can probably in the future take and have an idea of give private dance lessons, because we are Latinos and we like to dance. So why not teaching somebody how to dance while, in this pandemic, or how to learn how to have online dates, or how to learn languages, financing, how to meditate, or how to take a course or to innovate with me. So I can be your coach too. So I'm promoting my services right now. But what I'm trying to say is, like, to start right to you, personalized coaches will be the new big trend, right through your screen or your headphones. They are gonna be there. So you better start to think on how to develop this. So let me ask the next poll, and it's about the same question. And let's see what happened. Remember these numbers. I'm gonna copy here. I can't copy the numbers, but you say teachers in the first pool, advisor, financial, digital, business mentor, 20%. Trainers was 13% that you have as a virtual coach. But now my next pool, uh, after this pandemic is over, and we go to the new normal, and the new normal will be established. Which of these services must return? You must use it in person. You're gonna say, no, I'm tired about this, and I'm going to use it personally, not anymore virtual coaching. So don't tell me innovation. I'm joking, but which one you prefer to use in person? So you're saying, I'm going to go to the gym in person. Many of you, no, doctor and nurse. This is something, right? Like now you decide, now my teacher, I don't care about the teacher. I want to go to the doctor and to the nurse and seeing him or seeing her face to face, right? That's why my parents say too, that my mother, she can handle talk with the doctor on the screen. She wants to have the doctor, even if he has COVID, she wants to, just to have him in front. And so you said here, the poll is going to be over. You said here, gym, 21%. Physiotherapists, yes, I've been in physiotherapy. I don't want to show you my nice long scar that I have here. And I've been avoiding the physiotherapist for the last 3 months because I don't want any contact with anybody at this point. But you said after this finish, the new normal comes, which we don't know what is going to be the new normal. Doctors and nurses are going to be face to face. That's your decision. So this is the decision of the audience. And then teachers. Oh, I'm glad because I'm a teacher, so I would like to see people in, face to face is very important for us. So that's nice. Good to know. So let's see. Let's talk about in the personal sphere about this. And I'm gonna ask you this question with all these questions. I hope you are keeping connected, right? So just to, which new wearable device you must need to feel secure during and after this pandemic? So try to be creative. Give me an ideas. Which new wearable device you must need to feel secure? When I say wearable device, I'm talking not just about a watch and my Apple Watch. I'm talking about things that you wear. I don't know, your earrings or whatever, like wearable device, not device. Okay, so I make maybe the question here is like tricky, not just device, wearable thing, whatever you think. So you say COVID detector, Gilberto, I'm with you. I want to wear a COVID detector. Like this is something that if we can invent, it will be great, right? So which wearable device you must need to feel secure? You say COVID detector. So Gilberto is saying that. So any other ideas? I'm gonna give you some. So I put here some clues on the presentation that you see. So face mask, really? Okay, that's yeah. Okay, I can understand. So you need to feel physically protected, but you also need spiritually or physiologically feel protected. It's not just about physical protection, it's about spirituality. There are a new range of ideas there that I don't see people exploring those ideas in order to make kind of a business, but I think the business is there, right? You say here clear helmet. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Face shields like Google Glass, but as face shield. Yes, Marjorie is saying this, and I'm right with you. I want to show you one idea that I have. I'm gonna share with you. So that's why head scarves, helmets, and accessories are becoming a trend that starts to play a determining role among wearable devices. For example, probably, I don't know if you are familiar with the Jewish community, but they are uh, probably they are more cautious, acting more cautious about touching the mezuzah. I don't know if it's well pronounced mezuzah. I learned mezuzah, but mezuzah is this small case that is affixed to the door frame of each room in the Jewish homes, and it contains like a tiny scroll of parchment inscribed with a prayer, and they touch it every time they enter and exit a door in their houses. So probably, I was impressed. I visited Israel just before COVID, and it was like I finished my visit to Israel, and then COVID started, and I was impressed. Everybody was touching this, and then they kissed their fingers. So now I don't know. Maybe they are going to touch this small box, and they're not gonna kiss anymore their fingers because it's kind of um, complicated, right? Like, with the virus around. So why not to create an antibacterial mezuzah or crosses for Christians or necklaces or bracelets or scarves or even protective headscarf. Different religions need different things. Hijabs, like hijabs, or how do you say in English that? Hijabs, I think hijabs, hijab, right? Like the Muslims use. So probably they will arise soon as we need to feel protective gear, not just by the things that we consider physical, but spiritually. But these things are going to start to become also mixed with the physical aspect. So a hijab that is antibacterial, proof, virus proof, or a scarf that you have, a head scarf, depend according to your religion, that becomes a helmet that will protect you. So Carlos says a virus block cream or a spray like a sunblock. I'm gonna show you that also. I like that you are sharing my ideas. Antibodies detector, says Ricardo. Oh, Ricardo, hello, Ricardo. You are hearing the lecture too. Thank you very much for coming. So again, so why not we also will see apps and Fitbits and phones vibrating to keep social distancing rules on the place. So in the world of companies like Amazon, they will introduce wearable devices. I think you have here about that. That now they have, like Amazon have light up and beeps that when workers go too close or get too close to each other, they will start to sound. So it's a business opportunity maybe for schools. If you have a school, if you own a school, maybe these devices, I don't know if they sell it now in the market, but these devices that detect proximity between each student are going to vibrate, and now students they know that they have to keep distance for safety reasons, right? So no doubt that we started to be seen as new standard for fashion, and here will be a significant area of opportunity, and we're also being see another trend of wearable devices. So I'm just I ate the slide. I have 20 slides. I don't know how many time I have here, and I don't want people to to feel that they have to leave because they are tired. So I'm going to try to go a little bit more faster. So community delivery services. I'm gonna talk more faster right now, and hopefully you can follow with me the chat. Uh, I know that you are very polite, as many Canadians, so you don't say I'm bored with this guy talking about these kind of things and his pronunciation, but I probably I will appreciate if you stick on the chat. So this Luis says the company recently launched an immune system booster bubblegum. That's great. Okay, so we will talk about that. So what new product or service is coming to your front door today that you will did not think will be possible to receive a few years ago? And I'm gonna give you some ideas. All you can get in the door of your house will evolve beyond the traditional. So all other supports will be crucial. That how many, that many, like, the community apps that help you to collaborate between neighbors. Um, that's going to be something that community delivery service are going to be very interesting to have. So as community service, you will provide. So in the case, I know the case of a lady that asked the guard of her building to help her with the personal errands after his shift. So this guard is going to take the dog out. She pays to him, and also he buys something for him. And I even have a close friend who has a similar services. He has this car, and he has this Uber kind of car delivery system. And now he's offering to do any kind of errands at home. So for me, it's a help because in Colombia, my parents should not go out, and in order to avoid exposure, we normally call him in order to get the errands that they need. They need to go to the pills for the pharmacy, and the pharmacy is not delivering because it's crazy the market there. So this guy, my friend, is going and offering this service. So there are community delivery services, and even if we have the, I mean, there are things that we used to do outside, like errands, walking the dog, ask for this new medicine, or withdraw money from the ATM. Now you have to ask somebody because you are not sick, but you don't want to get sick. So all these community services are going to be a big trend, or are now a big trend, and this is important. Marjorie says, actually, we are going back in the time. All that was getting obsolete is coming back. Malls for strip malls, yes. Parks to community centers, drive-ins, delivery to your house. Oh yes, I would love to have, like, we have this uh, auto car cinema. That's great. No, you can go to the movies and then you can see the movies from your car. That's going to be a huge trend right now because I think like regular cinemas are going to be like kind of difficult to get. The only thing is that you, at this moment that we have here in Oakville in Canada, this auto cinema, you see all movies, right? Because there are no new movies at this moment in the market. So let's rethink the old age. There is also the old age opportunity here, and I'm gonna address this very quick. You have, how are your parents distracting? How are they getting entertainment during the pandemic? What do they do? So normally we didn't take care about that. It's like, maybe they go to the elderly facility and they take care of that, or maybe you are more traditional and your parents are living alone or living with you. But how do you get entertain these guys? So you said here, plant flowers, crafts, yes, but it's a big market opportunity. Entertainment for seniors and designing games and activities at home, that will become an opportunity. So we will see new categories of gyms, portable gyms for them. They need to do exercise. They were habituated to go out. Now they are confined. Treadmills, kitchen games, table games, and you know just intended for grandparents. Service, real assistants in terms of service, like this virtual and real assistant that is going to give them and help them, is going to be a service, or it's a service right now. Like, you have this electronic parent that will be a friend of you, or you can have like traditional, just like healthy products that you can deliver to the door of your parents. So you say here, gardening, growing their own crops. That's great. So imagine that we can create this system for elderly people, or like rethinking this old age, and gardening, indoor gardening. It's a thing. I bought many things in Costco, and actually I didn't buy this for my parents. I bought it for me. This micro gardening, which I can grow my plants like in the kitchen. So you can have like I don't know, basilic. Do you say celery? And these plants, and then they have their own light, and it's like hydroponic kind of thing. So you don't need air, it's just water and it works perfectly. I have it like from the last 5 months and this thing keeps growing, right? The celery doesn't stop. So it's really, really something that we can start to work on. And then let's go to the next stage, telehealth. So we talk about telehealth. What new health service would you like to receive in the comfort of your home? So this is another question that I have to read for you. So telehealth, I call it telehealth 2.0 because the doctor is not going to be longer a camera. Many of you in the poll, you said, no, I prefer to go back to the doctor face-to-face, but this reality is going to change because doctors are overwhelming about patients. They are like having a lot of patients coming in, and face-to-face consultation is going to be more challenging, even if the COVID stops. But what about if you have these domestic health kits that will allow your doctor to carry out a better virtual consultation? Imagine that you have this home health kit that includes a device to take your pressure, to listen your lungs, to feel parts of your body, or maybe to make like, you know, just a blood sample and then test it and send it to the doctor. So I think that these kind of things, and yeah, Marjorie says most of this exists already on the phone or the watches, right? But I think that you are going to find a more like soft engineering technology, maybe this like first aid kit that it connects with your phone or connects directly to the doctor, but it helps you because you don't have always an iPhone or because to took a blood sample. I mean, it's like, this is something that I'm pretty sure the health industry is working on. This new range of simple low and high tech elements to read the vital signs, electrocardiograms, and even take your blood test while allowed us to, you know, allow you to send the quick results to the doctor, and then you can interact with the doctor. So let's say the doctor needs to hear your lungs. Probably you are not going to put your phone on your chest, but with these sensors you can stick it from your, you know, and then they send information as you are speaking with the doctor, and then it's a way of diagnose. And I think many companies are working on this, and that could be an opportunity, a window opportunity for you if you are thinking on, you know, doing something different. So telehealth 0.20. Then new materials. Let's talk about new materials very quick again. So new materials is like, this is my question for you. Who will be the new red grasshopper? And now how can, now who can protect us? I know that it doesn't ring a bell in English, but if I say that in Spanish, you maybe have a clue. Like, oh, ahora quién podrá defendernos? And then it says, yo, el Chapulín Colorado. So the red grasshopper, which was my translation for Chapulín Colorado, it's a Mexican cartoon. Actually, it's not a cartoon. It was actually a character, right? The Mexican character. But it was so funny because this guy, it was always like, when somebody says, oh, and now who can help protect us? Then the red grasshopper jumps in the you know, in the frame and says, me, the red grasshopper. So it's like, who will protect us? With new materials, who is going to be the next red grasshopper? Who is going to protect us? So you are saying here, new types of cosmetics, moisturists. You said like you talk about this, but I'm gonna point out this because I have antibacterial chemical industry. So you have new types of cosmetics, moisturizers, makeups, stains that will include disinfectants as now sunscreen is included. So the new like UV factor, it will be included in your makeup, and now you're going to say like it has this makeup has UV factor plus COVID factor, which means you apply this and you have this protection, extra protection of your makeup or your sunscreen. So these kind of things are going to be possible, and there are new ways of and opportunities in the market. Oh, I don't know hand raise. Sorry, I haven't. Ricardo want to comment? It says something about that. So sorry, because I haven't checked when you raise their hand. I'm not very familiar with Zoom. So if anybody wants to comment, feel free please to comment, and I will love to hear a voice, not just to chat with the screen. So it will be nice. So just let us know, and the people from Hispanotech, Carla, it will
Ricardo, do you still want to comment? Uh,
Ricardo, are you there? No, probably he took a nap, but that's fine. So I know. So what if you need to comment, please raise your hand or write, and then you can just talk, and I will lovely and gladly hear your voice. So let's talk about new materials. So this type of the new factor in protecting you from us from viruses and bacteria will appear. So antibacterial textiles and for the medical industry, fashion and accessories that will emerge. So like your so far your couch is going to be covered with this textile that has also the COVID factor included. And the new love of paper and the rejection of plastic, which is a friend of COVID, it will suit the planet perfectly. And disposable paper industry will resurface. Through the new materials, paper became popular. I love that we are coming back some generations and we start to think and trust in paper again. And that's amazing. I just recently go to the supermarket and now the plastic bags are gone and they give me paper bags and I like, oh, really? Is that for sure? Like, that's for true? Can we have now paper bags again? It's like, this is something that is affecting us in a positive way, in the way the materials have been evolved. And this is my next question. And here is, I'm gonna write it down for you. To what new project group cause have you recently joined to help? So this concept of all for one and the multi-platforms. So the projects that create community and facilitate interaction will be much appreciated. So as well as video game such, have you heard about Fortnite? Are you with me, guys? Please make a comment, say yes, say you're boring or whatever. Brenda, thank you. Now I know that I'm talking with somebody. So thank you, Brenda, Marjorie, and Adriana, and Nat. Okay, excellent. You're still there. Excellent, excellent. So what I'm trying to say is like, have you heard about Fortnite? If you have kids, you had to hear about this Fortnite thing because it's getting like crazy, my kids. So it became more used. Fortnite, for those who are not having don't have kids or don't know about Fortnite, this is a video game. It became so popular that everybody is playing or video or this Fortnite or Minecraft. But the thing with Fortnite, it's a multi-platform. So because it's a multi-platform, it means that if you have a PlayStation, or if you have an Xbox, or you are in from your computer, if you are in your cell phone, you can interact with other kids. So there is no anymore the problem of I have an Xbox and I can just play Xbox with my friend that has an Xbox and games with Xbox. Now multi-platform has become like kind of the big trend, right? So in the same way, every project that we do has to do this concept of multi-platform, working with other that can provide you any kind of solution will be more appreciated. So this concept of all for one is now, and I'm getting more emotional in terms of social involvement, is like now we have to act like the Fortnite concept, like services that are multi-platform and they are not exclusive from one sector to another sector of industry, I will be very much appreciated. So if you work in the restoration industry, or you work in the service industry, or you work in whatever industry, you will need to start to have like connections and create multi-platform services in order to increase the benefits of your end users. Carlos says virtual learning in remote communities in Bolivia and Peru, right? Question from Carlos: will most of these ideas become obsolete when the vaccine becomes readily available? That's a good question. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know. This is my expectation, but I think these ideas, COVID has come to stay. I mean, even if we have a vaccine, our habits to communicate with people, to interact with people, will stay for a while. So it's going to be very, in my opinion, as an innovation consultant, it's going to be very challenging to change some of the things that we had learned. So people now is more familiar with the screens and platforms and and these multi-services. So I don't see actually a trend after a COVID that are going to change. For example, my idea of virtual fans, or yeah, virtual fans. I think that even if we had COVID resolved, you're going to still have this guy that wants to know, doesn't want to go to the game, or can't go to the game because he's injured or whatever, and he's going to be there, right? So Brenda, okay, she put something like that. I don't know what that means. It means that oh, okay, okay. Um, so we have now next question. Um, and this is my last pool. So maybe you can open the pool right now. Which of Canada's imports have the most potential to be sourced here after the new era of COVID? So I'm gonna open this slide because we are going to talk about global services. So what do you consider is going to be the imports that have the most potential to be sourced here? And why I'm telling this is because you see that now it's different. It's difficult to source from China. We had this big trouble of masks, importing masks from China. Even medicines from the States are becoming kind of proprietary holding, or they hold them a sort of medicines that they want just for the States. And so people became aware, and companies and industries became aware that now we have to source everything in place. We can't rely anymore to the global markets. We have to start to see into our deeper, into our own line of production. So I put some examples here from Canada. In Canada, Canada has imported grapes, carpets, footwear and materials, has imported rock lobster and other frozen crawfish. Bed sheets and pillow cases have been like more than $1 million in the 2013. They imported about this. Telephones for cellular networks. And wrote in pure gold. Like it's incredible, but the importation of gold in Canada, it's huge, and machinery, including computers. So you said in the pool, pharmaceuticals. They are continuously to go and being imported by Canada mostly, and then probably you said equipment and footwear, and yeah, you are right. I think that this is kind of the scenario that we are having here. And let's ask another pool. Now, which of these Canada exports have the most potential to increase? And you are gonna see rare things. Like we have export binoculars to Bahrain, more than $1 million we have exported. I actually have the numbers here. I'm gonna read it for you. Sorry, I don't have water. My assistant here have disappeared, so I don't have water, but that's fine. So we have imported from Brazil, exported to Brazil. No, sorry, imported. The binoculars from Bahrain, I don't know where I have it here, but the numbers are crazy. So we have, okay, let me see here. Where are my numbers? I can't find the numbers, but the numbers are like, we have $64 million of fertilized eggs for incubation of chickens that we exported to Croatia, $49 million worth in cold water shrimps and prawns to Denmark, 91 million in soya beans to Egypt, 1.2 million of women, girls, jackets and blazers to Greenland, $4.6 million in smoked herring, including the fillets to Haiti, 310 million in peas, dried and shelled to India, 9,000, almost a million in semen, bovine semen to Iran, almost $1 million, wow. 1.2 million in wooden telephone poles and fence posts to North Korea, 4.5 million in frozen potatoes to Kuwait, 10.6 million in dog or cat food to New Zealand, and 416 million in tanks and other motorized armored fighting vehicles to Saudi Arabia, among others. And more than $500,000 in ice cream to Yemen. So this is crazy. We find out in the poll you said, which of these Canada exports have the most potential to increase in the next few years? And the winner here is, which one is the winner? It's a tie. You say cold water, ice cream. Ice cream? Okay. The winner is ice cream and women and girls jackets, you said. Okay. That's good to know. Estrogens and pre-estrogens, 20%. Yeah, we, as Canadians, we export many bizarre, weird things, right? Bizarre is more French. Um, and the here is like global service and local goals. It's like if you want to start a new business, you will start to see what Canada or your country where you are living right now is importing the most, or it's importing, and maybe you can find a niche there, and you see, okay, these guys are importing this. I'm going to start this industry because it's something that I can source from here. So it's about that. So the transport has been limited. The boundaries required now that the goods are no longer produced abroad. So therefore, it's vital to identify which are the most important developed new local industry. So the collaboration between cluster proximity will be the new standard for sure. Even the lists of workspaces are reinvented to promote the manufacture of locally. So now you have this workspace that is not people is not working anymore there because office work, like regular office work, is now doing by companies from home. But what is going to happen if you have a space and you have this space leased to a company that used to have offices? Probably those lease spaces that are going to get empty or are empty right now became storage, but mostly of them probably are going to be facilities to source new production, local production. So there is the window of opportunity to transform those places into a new local production. And we will offer global services, but we will produce local goods for sure. That's the conclusion here. What is about the rent? It says, Adriana, about this is the time with the millennials, they were, Latino kisses are gone, sad. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we are not allowed to kiss anymore. That's very sad. This is the time and Marjorie said, this is the time where for the millennials, they were already going all virtual. They were the ones that changed the new practices that actually prepare us a bit for these times. Uber, Amazon, dinner, deliveries, yes. And Ariana says, what is about the rent? 3 kisses? I don't get that question, so you maybe can explain a little bit more. So next slide. Exercise, fashion, and virtual reality helmets. If you had to wear a helmet, and some of you talk about a helmet, right? I have the question, if you had to wear a helmet for life, what would you like to do? So it's like, my question here is a little bit more like, like exercise, fashion, and I call this vital reality helmets, not virtual reality helmets, but vital reality helmets. So high and low tech devices will allow you to recreate our favorite sports at home. So from simple rollers for your bicycle that you put in your bicycle, and maybe you will wear these virtual reality glasses for cycling or jogging. Now the mix of the old rollers technology and new technologies, mix it with your vital protection, vital helmet that I call. The vital helmet for me is like a sort of helmet that we are going to start to wear, in which you have your glasses, you have virtual reality, maybe it's for just fashion, but the helmet, it will protect you from viruses. We don't know for sure if this virus is going to go on, but what we did know for sure is that some others are going to come. So in the near future, we're going to see people buying, like in Israel, because they were afraid of the attacks from other countries. Everybody has a gas mask behind the bed, right? Like, I don't know if it's everybody, but many people has a gas mask. Now we have masks, right? But again, because we are going to get afraid of COVID and new viruses, probably this industry of helmets, of vital helmets, is going to be some sort of explosion. It's going to explode because you are going to go to the shopping, or you're going to go into Amazon, and you're going to buy this vital helmet, which protects you from viruses, but at the same time covers your head from accidents. And at the same time, it's good to see a movie. So this vital helmet, I think, is going to be a technology that is going to evolve a lot, and we are going to start to wear these things for sure. So this vital, yeah, let me write your comments here. You say, if you had to wear the helmet for life, what would you like to do? Protection and entertainment for sure. Looks like a cap, something nice. Yes, a cap could be nice. Like, you need to wear your head, right? Like, imagine these helmets that I mentioned it at the beginning, that will protect us. So from viruses, but they will integrate entertainment, fashion, and technologies. And we will start to wear helmets or some sort of capes for everything. So we will soon be to see a new system of customized helmets to travel, to interact, helmets to clean particles, to play video games, and kneecaps and scarves for her head. I don't know what type of helmet, but we are going to start to see these vital things, like not virtual, like the vital is going to mix with the virtual. So it's going to be in that category of the process. My 16, and just for more slides, if you are not tired, are you tired, guys? You want me to, because it's been like an hour and a half. I don't want to extend anymore. So I don't know, maybe Hispanotech can tell me how many minutes I have left. Or are you okay that we go 15 more minutes on this run? Let me know. If you don't answer, I mean I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to finish the presentation. So let's talk about from us to you. Everything is delivered. So from what do you know? I have another question here. Everybody's disappeared. I'm missing people here. So I'm afraid now that everybody's leaving. So from us to you, everything is delivery. From what you know how to do, what new service will you offer as delivery? So my question here is, you know something, so can you offer that something as a delivery option? You produce something, can you offer that something as a delivery option? Because the business, it's, we are going to back to the wheels, and that's why I put here appliance repair on wheels. We are going back to the wheels, and the wheels will not, I mean, the business are going to go visit us. We will see more market trucks, food, not just food trucks, but market trucks, covering distances and reaching out our neighborhoods to offer more specific opportunity markets. We will see appliance workshops on wheels. We will see furniture workshops probably that are going to knock our door, shoemakers, the baker, I don't know, the butcher, even the hairdresser is going to knock our door. Because now some of you said, I learned how to cut my hair from YouTube. So now this hairdresser has to come to your house, convince you that he's the guy or she's the girl that's going to, you know, just cut your hair in a way you can do it with a YouTube video. But you will offer legal online service for sure. Drones, says Gilberto, and haircuts and nails. So definitely, that's something that we all are going to see. So the entire business will visit you at home. That's the conclusion of this idea. And you have to start to think about how your ideas, your business are going to visit people. Empowered foods. Some of you talk about that before. What new food, drink, I'm gonna write here the question, I'm gonna paste here the question. What new food, drink, or snack should we create, and what should we add to it in order to protect us more from the viruses? So be creative, tell me your ideas. 3 more slides and we are done. Just textiles and materials and antibacterial are like, we are going to bust textiles and materials, but also foods. So new potentialized foods that will give way to antiviral drinks, rich foods to add to the diet and strengthen your defenses, retroviral shakes and juices, eggs, like, you know, I bought here in Canada these eggs that says it contains added omega-3 plus. Now it's gonna say it contains added omega-3 plus COVID plus anti-contamination or virus or whatever. So we are going to start to see more empowered foods on the market, and this is a trend that you are going to see. It's evolving. Restaurants are using this. They have to sell more this, and they must sell this because people is buying the things that help to strengthen your system. You say cereal for kids with a COVID or something? Yes. Brenda, you got it. That's a good idea. Oh, Marjorie, we see you left. I promise 3 more slides. I'm gonna be brief. Next one, finally, the new market of barriers. You hear about this. How can we avoid that virus that does not enter the door? So here is the thing. We have the new market of barriers. How can we avoid the virus? Retractable screens. Imagine a portable screen like the solar shield that you put in your car, but on your windshield. Now this thing you can, just cover not the windshield, but maybe the back seat of the person that you don't want to get close, or maybe you put this in your front door. So imagine also sprays that you can use in order to protect yourself. So the market of barriers has increased exponentially. Removable paper covers for corporate desks. So this is another idea. You need to protect the desks of the offices. So these paper covers will protect the offices. So it's like, I'm gonna go faster. And this is my second last share of slides. Other ideas. I would like to have you to share some other ideas that you maybe have during this 777 presentation, but surely it was many ideas for on this presentation. I would like to share your ideas to create I have a lot of other ideas. I do not forget the most vulnerable people, the people that it's a handicap, the people that it's immediate need. There are many people starving, and I probably need another 2 hours with you in order to develop some ideas about how to help hungry people that is in need, or how to help those that suffer. I was talking yesterday with a doctor, a friend of mine, and I told him I admire nurses. They're great. They're amazing. This is people devoted to you. It's like I admire doctors, but nurses, I'm in my top list because they are with you. They help you. They treat you. They are with you in the whole process. Doctors, I like doctors definitely, and I respect too much the work that they are done. But somehow I think that they control more the environment. But nurses are there in like they are our warriors. So probably we will have ideas to how to accelerate digital adoption, to enable reimagination. So how to program systems and learning programming languages is a good idea. Put your kids to learn how to programming, because this is going to be our future. A new wayfinding system will change to indicate directions. It's not just the regular wayfinding system that we have in supermarkets, electronic wayfinding, because organic like paths needs organic changes. So not just fixed wayfinding, but also exchangeable. We need to develop new business models for the shut-in consumer, like home delivery, but also we need to develop games to get dirty and acquire immunity. We need to explore, control it, and increasing how to increase the immune system through different kit games, or how to work in air filtration systems to be a constant, or how to gradually integrate to a hybrid model, because I think we need a hybrid model. So I don't want to leave with, this is a last slide, but it is a conclusion that I want to share with you. And this is more like a question I want to leave to you. You say ultraviolet ray are to indicate the temperature, the person who is in your door. That would be great to have it, Brenda. And Gilberto says Internet of Things that communicate all of your house devices to bring us new experiences. We are on it right now. From the fabulous idea you have, is there a way for you to make it more social? Will it worth a try? I have this, that's my question to all of you. So you probably have innovation, but innovation is not only about capturing economic value. Innovation is not just about making money. I gave you some ideas that you maybe can explore and then develop your innovation. But I want to close my presentation with this reflection. Innovation is also about implementing ideas to make something or someone more recognize or increase the knowledge of somebody. I told you that at the beginning. But above all this, about generating value for people, for economic value, the most important value they need to capture innovation is the people. So that's what we call social innovation. Social innovation is about to capture value through the people. It's about to benefit a long range of people. So that's the reason that I wanted to close with this, because people say when I talk about innovation, Luis, you are too concentrated on the economic capturing of value into the business mind. And yes, that's the nature of innovation. But social innovation is also about getting to capture value to help others. And this is most important innovation. So I'm pretty sure the projects will return. I'm pretty sure that this map that I share with you, and at the end, if it works for you to have it, we will more gladly, Hispanotech will share with you this map to you guys, and then you will maybe explore some ideas, and then you will see the video. But most importantly, the projects that will return, I'm sure, with time and practice and patience, they will, we will return. I'm an optimistic. So I think that it's of course it's very utopian to say right now we are going to be better, but let's see. For the first time, we are in the same situation: rich and poor, Russians and Americans, black and white, Jews and Muslims, Christians and atheists, men, women, all genders, Africans and Europeans. Everybody's in the same boat. So we are going to help. We are going to hold tight, and we are going to surface this. And sometimes you not in innovation, you just need somebody that tell you, "Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine," because you lost your job. Maybe you are sick. Maybe you are like in a bad mood. Maybe you are risking to lose something. So here we are. I'm here if you need me to cry for help, to support you through the process. Innovation is about trying to help people. And I'm not like very good on giving emotional speech, but uh, we have to recognize that everybody, like crying is a part of innovation also for me. So remember, I just want to let you with a conclusion that when I was starving in Italy, because my first job, I didn't get paid very well at the beginning, and I was like for 3 months without paying, living in a shelter for homeless people. That's not a sad story. I was crying every day, but it's not a sad story. The nice part is like, after 3 months designing for one of the most important design companies and industries in the world, which is Philips, but I starving, living in a shelter. Nobody in Philips knew that. But because I was so proud to tell, look, I haven't received my first payment and I'm living that crap, right? But I received a letter. At that time, it was a letter, not an email, from my father. And my father says these words: "Kiddo, remember that what happens to you in life is the best thing that can happen to you always. Your father that loves you kisses." So that's my conclusion. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. So what happens to you in life is the best thing that happened to you. So take advantage of this COVID situation and take it forward. And thank you for hearing. And thank you for your time. And I hope that these 2 hours and something, almost 2 hours, will worth the shot for you. And thanks for your patience. And thank you for Hispanotech and Javeriana.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you for giving an amazing webinar, really insightful. You really put me into thinking. There are a lot of ideas to innovate, definitely during this time. We hope we can have you again in one of our webinars. And I'm not sure if you want to comment anything else.
Everybody's tired.
Okay, so
Tired of seminars.
Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. A recorded version of this webinar will be available soon in our YouTube page. And also the link of the handout has been shared in the chat. And also you could find it in LinkedIn. And well, remember to answer the survey. And thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.